These are the woods I grew up playing in. They're in the backyard of my grandparents' house. Whatever chaos I had in school, my mother or father's house, or wherever else I found myself staying beforehand, seemed to be a distant problem when welcomed into the safety and wholehearted forgiveness of this home that was mostly built by my grandfather himself with the help of family. They offered me the best of homemade southern comfort food, and somehow the Andy Griffith Show was always on. I would wander off into these woods, daydreaming about being some kind of cartoon character hero, exploring, with a well-picked stick as my weapon of choice. The woods felt like they were my own personal landscape, completely free of all external trauma and stress. But time spent neurotically fixating on everything wrong with yourself and being led to believe that it's your fault for not being strong, smart, and grown up enough to handle it can completely corrode and manipulate your sense of wonder and imagination. The sense of safety slowly dissipated as I grew to not trust anyone I saw as an authority figure, including my grandparents. I realized that most of the family treated me differently. I didn't understand why at the time, but I knew I was a black sheep. My disdain and animosity towards my family grew the more I learned they saw me as a bad seed. I resembled my father's assumed failures and temperament. I was distant, shy, angry, and wouldn't listen to anyone. Some were disappointed, some ignored me. Some went out of their way to make me feel not welcome. But through all of this, I would still wander off to those woods, often either to cry and or punch an innocent tree until my hands and arms were covered in blood. Eventually, becoming so tired, I would lay in the leaves, letting my emotional turmoil wash over me, before I would sneak into the house, wash up, and cover up the damage I had done to myself. Every parental figure I had was either scared of me or wanted nothing to do with me at that point, except for my grandfather, Winfred Parker. He never treated me differently and never did anything to put me down or make me feel unwanted. He listened very, very carefully to everything I had to say. Even if he had nothing to say, it meant so much to me for someone to actually hear me. He would tell me story after story, but never make himself out to be some kind of hero. But he was. He was the kindest man I ever knew. He was honest, welcoming, wise as the day is long, only as tough as he was loving. There was a point in my life where I decided to completely disregard all of my family. And when I did interact with them, I would treat them very disrespectfully. And unfortunately, that included my grandfather. When he passed, I tried to put down my guard the best I could, but I was scared, confused, and didn't know how to regulate my emotions. I hold so much guilt and regret about how I handled my grandfather's death. I still think of him when I pass by the garden to get into the woods of my childhood.
Is it recording?
Yep.
Alright. Song's about my grandfather passed away from cancer about a few years back. I've been trying to do things right. It's harder now that you in my life. Back in those days I was a fool, run around drinking, skipping school. Oh, I never understood. Loved me more than a bottle ever could. But I was holding on to spite. All your flames flew out before I saw the light. Still burns my soul. Nowhere to go. Keeps me warm when I'm feeling cold. Well, I held on it for last breath. On the other side, you were holding hands with death. Want the good times that we had, but I'd take the bad times now, and I'd come out just as glad. Wish that I could hear your voice calling me out on things I didn't know was a choice. Always took the time out to let me know that I came back just in time to let you go. Now I know I can't show you. Gone but not forgotten, grandfather of the garden, grandfather of the garden.